We have a Kenmore top load washer with bad suspension rods, and this is what bad suspension rods look like. You just push down and she bounces kind of like a trampoline. This is what good suspension rods. This is after the fact that we replaced them. So good suspension rods, you just push them down, she comes right back up. And bad suspension rods, there's a little bit extra bounce to them. So we're going to go ahead and swap those out today. First thing you want to do is start taking out these screws in the back. There's one on the left and there's two on the right. One of them holds on that cover there, and then the other two hold on the top in place. But once you get those out, you're going to pull the whole top towards you, lift up, push it back, and then she should lift up all the way. I don't have a good look for you there. But if you just follow those instructions there, that'll get those things out for you. I got lost footage on taking off this tub ring, but there's 4 screws that hold that tub ring into place, and you get the tub ring out. But customer here decided to put on some heavy duty springs because he thought this was gonna fix the out of balance issue. He put some springs in, and he also put some insulation to try and hold the thing in place, and you'll see me take that stuff out later. But I'm taking off these springs that the customer put in because you don't need them really. But these are the new suspension rods, and these you have to uninstall from underneath. So once you get these things out from their clips on top, you're going to pull them out from underneath, and you'll be able to see all that. But I like to get these things ready and set them out in the tub, so whenever I need them, they're there. But we're going to work on the front first. You just lift the rod up, take off that clip, and then the rod should just fall through the hole. I do the front two at the same time. So again, just take off those, and we're going to pull it out a little bit, tip her over, and these rods will come right out. And again, you got to get underneath to take these rods out because of the way that this tub's designed. There's not a hole where you can slide the rod out of on some other ones. So got to get underneath here, and we're just going to pull them out. Alright, we got the old rods out, and we're about to get these new rods in. Getting everything out of the way here. But here's the new ones. And I just like to, just put them in that hole. And I like to sit them on this little, that little piece on top of that spring there. I like to just rest them on that. And I do it on both sides, and then those things are just ready for you. Whenever you set this thing down, it'll be, won't be bent or nothing like that. But yeah, once you get those things in, you set it down, and you can go ahead and replace these little bushings. Comes with new ones. But then after you get those bushings in, we're going to pull that rod up, and I like to set them on this bushing and then grab them with some channel locks or some pliers and hold them up while you'll get the little holder. And then when you put that holder on that holds it in that place there, you'll watch me do it. There's only one way to put these things on, but they're a little bit different than the ones you took out. So you want to put the rod on it just like that, and then you'll flip it upwards. You can't just slide it in there with the way that this one's designed. So you guys got to just watch, and you'll see how I do it. This first one, I won't have it on slow-mo, but the next one that I do, you will be able to see it in slow motion. So if you really need to see it happen, it'll give you a better look. So yeah, on this one, just pay attention, and then you'll see how I do it, and you guys just want to do it the same way. But after that, we will start working on the back side. So I'm just going to let you guys watch this a little bit, and I'll chime in a little later. All right, we got the front ones in, and then we got the back ones just sitting off to the side, ready to be pulled out. But you got to get behind this and push it forward to get these old rods out. Right now, I just got that one out, and I didn't move the camera to the other side. But on the other side, I am getting the old rod out, and I think I'm actually putting the new one in too. But you'll see me put this thing in on the other side, or on this side here in a few. And while we got a good look at it, you can see the insulation that's hooked up with the black tape on the top right hand corner of the screen here. Customer tried putting that in there to stabilize this thing a little bit, but that actually makes it a little worse. My first time doing it, did the same thing. It makes sense, but it just doesn't work that way. But we got the rods in, and we're going to start putting in these holders. We already changed out those bushings. But yeah, I mean, it's just like the other two we did. Just got to lift it up and then put that thing on there. And these back ones, they are tougher to get because you're not standing right over it. You're bending forward trying to pull this thing up, and you don't have, perfect leverage on it, but you're able to get it done. It's just a little bit tougher to do. But we got the back left one in, and we're going to start working on the back right. Whenever you install that back right one, you got wire harnesses in that pressure hose for the water level sensor. You got to work around that, so you want to make sure that rod's not being stressed by anything, because if it is, it could cause it to go out of balance, and heck, you may even break that air hose line. So just make sure everything's routed correctly down under there. But yeah, suspension rods are good. You guys just saw me test it, which you saw at the beginning of this video as well. And those springs from before, we're not putting those back on. I think they just cause more trouble than they help. If you notice, the old rods were bent a little bit because those springs are so strong. But yeah, we're not going to put any springs on this one. I told the customer to give me a call if it's, staying out of balance or anything like that. So, never really had to put on new springs on these before. Never been called back afterwards, so I think you'll be alright with not having to deal with those. But anyways, you saw me just pull out some of that insulation, so we're just going to get in here and run it, make sure it spins very well. And if you want to, you can throw some clothes in there, and so you'll know a little bit better. But it takes a little bit more time because you got to let them get wet and all that good stuff. But yeah, give her a good test, and she should work a lot better for you. But yeah, this is a Kenmore, and if you need these suspension rods, they will be in a link, or on a link in the description below, so pick those up if you need them. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate y'all watching, and make sure you give me a like and subscribe. Thanks again. Oh yeah, whenever you are testing this, you can put this thing back together first before you do it, but it is not safe to have this thing spinning while it's open like this. You don't want to stick your hand in there or have kids around or anything like that, because bad things can happen. So make sure you're not gonna stick your hand in there or anything like that whenever you're testing it like this. So to be safe, just put it all back together first before you test it. Or yeah, y'all are smart, just be careful. But once you get everything back on, all you got to do is put that top back on with those 3 screws in the back. And yeah, that's about it. Y'all be careful. Like and subscribe.